All right. Now we're back. And I think the latency should be fixed as well. I don't know why I said latency like that. But let me fix the chat. Um, that's from last stream. There we go. Just a simple refresh. That's all it needs. Now, let's put this into our ears. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Look at all this. There it goes. Well, now I cannot hear it. That's so fucking stupid. I hate dealing with this shit. It's okay though. We'll get it figured out. So my monitor mix, what if we sent it to browser? Okay, I can hear that. So can you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one. I might go to another beat. Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna go to another beat. I was working on this one. I'll save this one. I call these beats, but they're really like remixes. Sorry, everyone. Hoping no one in the Discord gets pissed off at me for doing that, but I got to promote it somehow. And, you know, I guess people could just leave if they don't want it. Oh, wait. Yeah, this one's really good. This one's so good. This one is one I really need to finish. It's just, there's some tweaks. Oh my God. Why is that hitting so hard? Like the kick is just fucking right up there. There's something happening here. Like, I've listened to this track over and over and over, and I can tell something got pulled slightly off. There's gotta be. That's what it was. I'm so stupid. I don't know why I put that in there. And it's hurting Jews. That is not anti-Semitic, I promise. It's just I thought I love YTPs, so I took my chance at like doing a little word mixing. If you don't know what YTPs are, they're basically YouTube poops. These crazy videos where you edit it in wild ways but then you also you can like change people's words, so you edit people's words around to make them say stuff that they didn't say, and do the same thing with mixed sentences as well. I feel like something is off. This shit is hard. Bro, this shit is so hard. And the craziest thing about it is the sample. It's like what I'm sampling. Like, it's from Berserk, bro. It's wild. Let's see. Let me actually look at some older tracks that I've done and see. Let's see. Some old shit. Maybe. I mean, I was working on this one. I do. I mean, this one is like bare bones as fuck. Like, I still have to. There's a lot of shit that I have to do. This one was a big undertaking. It was a remix of "Overtake You" by underrated. Yeah, this is definitely. Yeah, wrong one. That's yeah. It was Take Two, Part 2. What do we have here? Is this just? Yeah, I mean, it works, but it's like I didn't do anything else after that. Time is feeding me your life, unable to rewind. Seeing people while I'm climbing, never to arrive. Give you everything, but still you need to feed. And underneath it all, I'm screaming. Just prove me wrong. I know that I'm dying. Look at all of that, the audio processing. Probably unnecessary, but let me actually hold on. I'm gonna go through one of my my big file of projects. Let's find one in here. Fuck. Wild Giraffe. I think I remember this one. It was like my take on like Tame Impala type music. This is just addictive drums. Don't worry about it, guys. Totally intentional. I'm doing this with intention. Let's see. Ooh, mixing could have been better. Ooh. This is pretty good. Ooh. Very beachy vibes. Like you're just gliding on a cloud. Hey. Yeah. I'm on a cloud. Yeah, that's what he would say. I'm on a cloud. Hey. I'm on a cloud. My name's Lil Wayne. I'm on a cloud. Yeah. Let's see. Hey. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucking nigga, I'm trying to find something, bruh. Simmer down. Just ba ba ba. Boom ba ba. Boom ba ba. Ba da ba da ba. What is synthy? I forgot. I named something synthy. I don't know what this was. Possibly be bad. Not good. Let's see. What is this? Huh? Ooh. Whoa, hold on. What is the I remember this, but barely. Oh, this is the one I really liked. Yes, this one's actually cool as fuck. This one I like what I did with it. It's just it started out as an idea and just branched. Like most things do. And those hi-hats are very low. Oh yeah, this one's cool. Oh wait, what the fuck? Yeah, wait, that was just the accent. Hold on. Wait, never mind. Yeah, this is right. This is right. All right, that's not the cool part. That's just the build up, basically. And then this is like the cool part. Well, when the MIDI comes back, that's the cool part. Not this. The next part. Dude. Oh, shit. Yeah, fuck. I don't know what I guess I was working on this just to see what would work. But yeah, fuck this. This is literally nothing. Like that is like some. This is like catchy as fuck. I remember when I made this, I was like, what the fuck? Oh. It's so simple too. If I made this, like, this was, you know, I've learned so much since I made this. Like, I've learned a lot. So if I did this now, like, this would probably go crazy. Because the idea, I was listening to Porter Robinson, and that was really where the idea to make this track came from. And I went with the Game Boy lo-fi aesthetic, but I do think another aesthetic would be better for this. Like, maybe not better, but would match it as well. I do like the lo-fi nostalgic type sound, but you know. That is such a hard thing, bro. Like when it comes in like that with the high. What is this? I forgot. Maybe bass? Oh, I was cooking. I was fucking cooking that night, bro. So hard. I gotta piss. I'm gonna leave. Well, fuck. Somebody's joined now. I was gonna go pee, but bro, that's hard. That's fucking hard. I don't know about you guys, but that's hard. All right, I'm gonna let this play while I go piss. was a long piss. People probably came in and then I wasn't here. They're probably very confused. What the fuck? I don't know, man. Like, I love making music, don't get me wrong, but I'm like in one of those little spells where it's like the inspiration isn't hitting. I mean, I love the shit that I make, but what was that? Argue? Say that. It's pretty good though. I don't know what this track is. It says Argue. Oh yeah. I remember this. I don't know what I was making this for, but it was just like kind of like a beat. But I was like, fuck, let me just make one. It definitely needs mixed, for sure. Like there needs some mixing, needs to be in order. Okay. I can kind of mix this right now. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, it's unsalvageable. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, there is work that can be done to it. A lot of times when I'm making beats, I just lay something down to try and like ensure that once the inspiration hits me again, I can, go through and fuck with it. But fuck, I hate feeling like this because it's like fuck, I gotta be that dude, Here's one. This is Beat for Guy on YouTube. This one I made recently. I actually made this one on stream. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's me playing guitar. Very soft. I still like this beat. I mean, my light is in the way. Move the fuck over, light. God damn, bro. Why you always in the way? Also, this needs to be EQ'd like fuck. Just take all that shit out. So muddy. Oh my God. That's so much better. Oh my God. So much better. It's still a little off key, but that's probably from Omnisphere. It's probably like detuning it. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure I can go through and yeah, there's a detune on it. That sounds better. All right. There's multiple things. Oh yeah. What's good? What's good? Long time no see. This track is cool so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mattel. Is there a good stream delay? Like, is there a long stream delay? Is what I'm really asking. Nice to see you, by the way. I don't really remember your name. Maybe it was, I don't know how long ago it must have been. But I just have a bad memory, so. And also, this isn't even a beat I was working on just now. I mean, this was an old beat that I was working on stream that I loaded up. Bro, we can actually like fuck with this. Do like a... Damn, my light is in the way. I can hardly see my fucking screen. Let's see. We'll just put a... I would say the lady is in bed. You can call me Matt or Chicken. Oh, yeah. Chickaleen. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay, dope. I gotta find... We'll do something like this, but we'll probably slow it down by a lot. We're not just gonna leave it like that. We'll definitely fuck around with it. Because I might be able to like add in my drums with it, and then come in here actually and do beats. Kind of bring this down. What if we put some reverb on this? Fuck it. We ball, motherfucker. This should have like a drum, yeah. Which one? Oh, we're putting this on the wrong one. I'm fucking stupid. There we go. We just want to hear what this sounds like real quick. See, that's like giving it different. No, that's too... No. I think I like that. See, this is what like a lot of my producing is just me fucking around with shit until I like it. We can actually like roll off some of those. And I also like to mix as I go, which admittedly mixing can be a little boring, but you know, at least for the audience, for me, it's like a whole thing of, yeah, with the added space. Yeah. Like for the audience, it's kind of a little annoying because they have to listen to the same thing over, and they're not putting their mental space in like working on something. So like for me, whenever I'm working on something, I can turn off that part of my brain and just not trying to be entertained, just trying to be like focused. Whereas you guys kind of have to, like, I have to try to make that entertaining, which is difficult. See, this almost just gives this almost just gives this like it the same like they're sitting in the same space, so it kind of like upgrades it upgrades the sound, so now the sound just sounds more full and nice, like if you listen to these by themselves. You know, I can almost probably roll off the low ends off of this too to get rid of the kick. Like so the kick isn't whoa, oh yeah. Interfering with the top kick. Fuck. No, oh, I'm an idiot. See, now we don't get any of that. Yeah. So now the only kick that's there is this one. Ooh, and I also pan them. So if you're wearing headphones, this will sound really cool, but I also pan them to the extent that now it sounds super full. You know, in this type of mixing, there's actually a track. Hold on, let me pull it up. There's actually a track that does this very well. And it's like from a track that you probably wouldn't expect me to play, but it's a very good track. This one. This is a good song, though. You know, that sounds so cool. And then you have mine. It's fine. It's a little more. It's heavier on the snare in this one. So I wonder, which is funny because I can actually come through if I really wanted to. This is the great thing about Addictive Drums, is that I can literally lower this. And now look at that. See, well, you can really barely hear it. Ooh, I think I like that better, way better. Oh my God, bro, that is hard. That like that snare was kind of sticking out because it was hitting so hard. And you can hear the before and after. And I agree, Addictive Drums is a necessity. You hear that? It's like, bah! Like somebody's like fucking slamming it, bro. It's like, no, you're just supposed to tap it. Just a little tap, just a love tap. I don't know what that is. That, oh yeah, that's a sample. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's me. That was me, bro. Oh shit. I did that. I did that. That was me. What the fuck? I thought that was like a sample, like something that I sampled from Splice or something. I forgot about this. How did it sounds so, oh, it's because it's slammed on the wet. Let me pull that back a little. Yeah. That's like almost sounds like a sitar, like that whatever that Indian instrument is, the guitar or sitar or whatever. 1 second, I have a phone call I gotta take. 1 second. Okay, that should have been marinating. All right. Yeah. It's a very interesting sound. Very interesting. Now we gotta work on the track itself. Let's see, what can I do? We'll keep that. That's good. Very ethereal. Ethereal. It's very thin. I made it very thin. The drums sound good. Oh yeah, that's Omnisphere. I could actually here. Now that I'm better. Yeah, it was definitely Barack Obama. He said, my fellow American, Joe Zile. That was a fire ass beat. I was like, thanks, Barack. He's like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Joe Zile, that was a fire beat. A great beat. Best beat ever. Oh, that beat was so good.
I can't do either. Lock in. We gotta lock in. Can add let's see, distortion. Drive it. Now we could just like drag this down. See what it does. I don't know, that I do like this. It's too harsh. Too harsh. That shit's harsh as fuck. Maybe if we dragged them out a little bit. So it didn't. Actually, what I could just do. Let me make sure this is down one voice. Could just. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. kind of cool. It sounds a little off. We can detune it. Not sure. All right, bet. Oh yeah, I want to try to make these streams like more entertaining. Like I'm trying to get suggestions on what I should probably do. Like I've been doing a lot of the beat ratings, like rating people's beats and stuff like that. That's cool. I've been doing this stuff, but I'm trying to find something else I could do. Not sure. Not sure what else I could do. I would take a suggestion. It's like I gotta be in that mood. It's like I know I need to work on shit, but it's like I gotta be in that mood, you know? Like there's moods where I'm in where, you know, I want to work on a beat. Let's see. It says, I think these streams are really entertaining, to be honest. I understand how a non-producer might not find it super entertaining, but it's always a blast to see someone work. Well, shit. I'm glad somebody feels that way. That's a good thing. I'm glad, because that means other people would probably feel the same, you know. And I'm glad you get some sort of entertainment value out of it. Because for me, it's just me sitting here being like the thought process is, well, I got to make a good beat, but I also have to be entertaining. So I'll catch myself just kind of like sitting here without entertaining an audience, and then it like throws me out of my loop. So I'm trying to work well on that balance. Like I'm trying to get my balance up. And I also have days where it's just like I don't really like, I want to stream, but I don't really want to use the mental power that it takes to just like tap into that collective consciousness or whatever of creativity. I don't necessarily believe that, but it's just kind of how I'm personifying it. But it just takes effort, you know. And I don't mind doing the effort, but it's just like some days I don't feel like doing the effort, you know. But I am glad that somebody gets something out of it. Let's see. Before you go, I'll play for you some shit that I'm working on right now. Good morning, guten Tag. I don't know what that means. It just sounds like a greeting or something. But yeah, I'm working on this shit. That shit's fucking hard, bro. That shit's hard. Come on. Like now I just have to really lock in, mix this, mess around with it. Cause I do feel like there's part of me that really feels like something is going on with the vocals where they sound off. Like I feel it very badly, and I tried to ignore it earlier when I was listening to this, but it just sounds like it's sitting in the pocket. Like, look, it's literally on beat. Like, this is as on beat as you could possibly get. Like, these are quantized as fuck, but at the same time, hold on, let me go over here. Hold on. Let me come in here, okay? Hold on, let me. With all of the time that we spent trying to hold it off. Yeah, it just doesn't sound like. I mean, it. With all of the time that we spent trying to hold it off. But maybe it is on beat. Well, it's here now, and it's hurting me and you, yeah, yeah. With all of the time that we spent trying to hold it off. And it's hurting me and you, yeah, yeah. I can't even tell, bro. Like, it's hurting me and you, yeah, don't let the time spend your hold it off. Was it new? Is it me? Yeah, that. All of these are hitting on the same exact beat too. So I can't identify. Maybe it's my brain fucking with me. Something in here is not doing what it's supposed to, bro. See, that's all. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. But that's on beat. Like, that's totally, everything's good here. But it's like there's something in here. I don't know if you guys can hear it too. It's driving me fucking insane, but it's like causing the vocals to sound off. Like, it's causing the vocals to sound like it's subtracting from the overall enjoyment. And I need to identify where the fuck this part is. That's fine. That sounds fine. Okay. All right. Now we can start adding the drums. See, it sounds fine. Still sounds fine. Wait, I think it's this. I think it's this one. Now it sounds so empty. Without this, you don't even realize how much space this one's filling. See how empty that sounds, and then the moment you add it back. We're still missing shit. I just realized I'm stupid. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh my God, this sounds so like empty. But it's like, yeah, because all of the good shit is gone. There we go. All right. We got to do something, guys. We got to do something. We got to get big. Got to get big, bro. When I say get big, I don't mean like, oh yeah, we got to grow our YouTube channel. I just mean like we got to do something. Something interesting. We have to get very experimental. You know, one day, when time has passed, there won't be a second chance. You only get a limited amount of those. You also get a limited amount of first chances too. It's unfortunate, you know? Life is built upon your own belief of yourself. That's all life is. To be alive is to believe that you can continue to be alive until you're dead. Then you can't believe anything. There's no possibility of belief. At least not in any way that we can discern. There doesn't seem to be any reason that would be the case. I just would like to claim that I don't know what happens when we die. I have no idea. I couldn't possibly know. It is unfortunate that we have to one day. We have to kind of face that. That's the reality, you know? It's not like we're going to get away from it. But if you can harness that energy instead of being scared of it, you can then turn your life into something that you never thought possible. Doesn't that sound like a plausible idea? Doesn't that sound like something that you would want to do? I mean, it's something that I do. You know, I want to take my life and turn it into something more, something better than what I thought I could do. And that's what you should be doing. You should be taking whatever you have, whatever ability you have, and try to maximize it. Try to maximize that ability. And he says he's back. The inevitability of death is a reminder to live our lives to the fullest. That is true. That is true. Very true. Never stop. That's as long as you are alive, don't stop. There's no reason to stop. Unless you're physically incapable, and even then, find some way to be capable. That's the thing. If you want your dreams to come true, you have to do that. You have to. There's no choice. I mean, unless you think you're going to get lucky, but that's you got as good a chance as that as winning the lottery. I mean, it's very rare to be like really successful and really really famous. You know, if that's what you're chasing. It's starting to become less rare now with how quickly social media has rose, but I mean it's still rare. It's still like a big deal when somebody has a lot of money and stuff, you know. And there's a reason why it's rare, because it's not that easy. Some people get lucky. Some people just have that, like, you know, the person that was on the Cash Me Outside girl. She got super fucking lucky. Super lucky. But she had like a gimmick, it just worked, you know. There's not much explanation you can give to that. It just worked. It worked. I mean, it fucking worked, you know. And that, you know, that little spark, that lightning in the bottle, that's not like something that most people can capture. Most people don't have that. You know, most people have to work really, really hard. If it's about your personality, like, you have to have a special type of personality. I don't even think I have that personality. I just do shit. I just say shit on camera, you know. I'm just saying shit right now, you know. You think you added me on Discord? Bet. That's dope. Yeah, there's a link in chat, you know, or link in the description. But I'm just saying, like, there's more to life. What was I saying before? I was kind of rambling, but anyway, there's more to life than just the rat race, you know. There's more to life. Success is ultimately what we value. Someone who values family has wealth and love. Someone who values money has wealth and wealth. Has wealth and wealth. You mean wealth and finances, I think. An artist with ideas and inspiration has wealth in their passion. That's true. That's so true, bro. That is so true. We can all have wealth some ways, you know. We can all be wealthy in our own ways, you know. Of course, you know, the goal, I think, is to probably I have the stems for the song. Oh, bet. For what song? Oh, yeah. I was critiquing your tracks. Yeah, I guess for this stream I'm not really doing that, but I mean, I can take a listen to it if I'm feeling up to it, but this stream is kind of delved into Josiah talking stream, so I'm just kind of spitting ideas and, you know, being silly and stuff, you know, trying to be a little positive Nancy, trying to spread a little positivity out there. Life is weird, bro. It's very weird. And trying to figure it out, it gets weirder and weirder. And I was just thinking about this. There's like certain ways people say this stuff or like present it, but there's like was one where it was like, what was it? The existentialist elk or something like that. Basically, it's like the idea that there's an elk that like elks, whenever they like, there's a possibility for their horns to get, or their antlers to get to like there's a reason why they have them, is like for an evolutionary advantage to be able to mate, because it increases their chances of being able to mate whenever they have really big antlers. Sounds like a good thing. So it's like, okay, they get to fuck more if they have really big antlers. The problem is that the way that it's designed is it has it to where I don't have all of the details, but basically the antlers can grow so large that they are no longer helpful for survival. They're not their mobility, you know, like it hurts their neck. It does a bunch of stuff, and it ultimately can get them killed. So it's like there's a clear thing now, like in this example, that shows you that there are things that happen through evolution that just evolve and grow over time. There are things like that can happen that hurt you, you know, like has some sort of advantage in some sense, but has a really bad disadvantage in others. And this same argument can be made for our awareness, you know, the awareness of our life and the stuff around us. The same argument can be made for that, where we have evolved to grow such an awareness and we have such a capacity for that awareness that it gets to the point where it could start harming us and be very detrimental for our future and the way that we interact with, you know, our reality. And I guess the goal then would be, don't become too self-aware where the veil is lifted, because like existing is kind of like an act. It's kind of like constantly ignoring certain things. Like whenever you go, you know, to McDonald's or you go somewhere, like you understand that when you're eating a burger, like some animal had to die for this, like, and sometimes in very gruesome ways, but it's just like entirely out of our minds, you know. It's just like, oh yeah, the weight that has on your psyche to understand that, you know, is just a philosophy of life story I'm wearing. Well, funny enough, I used to debate like ethics, and I used to debate religion and stuff like that. Really, I mean, I'm still kind of into it and I'm interested in it, but it's just like I couldn't justify making a whole channel out of that. So it's like I don't really have a place to talk about this stuff. But I mostly do, like, I'm really interested in doing my music, you know, but I also like being able to talk and like shit, like actually have like my voice out there instead of just like making shit. So like I don't know, I gotta figure out what I want to do. Obviously I'm gonna do the music, but I might need to have like a second channel or something where I can just be myself and just talk. But yeah, like as far as, you know, that is concerned, I do think that there has to be a level of ignoring like reality. You think so? I would be interested in doing that. I gotta give myself time to, you know, do multiple different stuff. I gotta figure out how to do it, you know. It's all in the execution. I don't mind doing it. I just have to do it right. Cause like making like a ramble, you know, YouTube channel where it's just like, hey guys, I'm just gonna get on channel or on camera and just talk about shit. That wouldn't be very interesting. But like, you know, I like doing, like, I like comedy too. Like I'm a guy with multiple interests. You know, I do love music, but it's not my only interest. You know, I want to be an entertainer. Like I love to entertain. The over awareness kind of seems some level of hypervigilance, which can mean constantly being on edge. It's important to be aware, but also be present in life. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like the over, like you can, you know, develop a over awareness of your surroundings, which makes you like overly anxious to things that you probably shouldn't. Cause like if you if you can plot out, like if you like train your brain, because your brain is like habitual, the stuff that you think starts to become a habit. I've done this shit, and it's terrifying. It's like not fun to accidentally do this to yourself, but you can also train your brain to look at the world in like if I'll say this for example, let's say that you thought of an action that you were about to do or something you were about to partake in and plotted out how this could kill you, and then you did it with the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So, some guy could like have it in their brain where it's like every time they're going to do something, like maybe leave the house or something like that, they just think all of the ways that it could kill or like it could result in their death, and they become, what is it, agoraphobia, where it's like you don't want to leave your house. Sent over a collab link and from Bam Labs, you should be able to. Okay, I'll look over that. But yeah, like it's not, that shit's not good, you know. Like you gotta. I've seen some guys on YouTube. He does retard maxing. And let's see. I know some people are pretty like, oh, what should I you know, I don't want to say the R word. I mean, it's like fucking whatever. Anyway, yeah, he has a video from million views, be retarded with women, friends, and jobs. Like his whole channel is just every one of them has the word retarded in there. Retard, you're right. Bro, that shit's crazy. I bet you would enjoy the book Atomic Habits? Yeah, by James Clear. He discusses the nature of habits and our behaviors. Very interesting and helpful read. Oh, well, I mean, I've never read up on habits. This is just through my own personal, like my own personal interaction, like kind of my own personal perception, I guess. If you read that book and it goes over habits, maybe you can tell me if I'm on point or not. But yeah, also like debating is fun too. Debating is like a level of, it's like competing, you know, like people don't like, they cringe at people who debate like that, but it's like if you got two people that are knowledgeable on a topic and you're trying to convince each other of like show the other person to be ridiculous, it's like it can be fun because it gets heated sometimes, and it's like watching like a verbal UFC match, you know, something like that. You know, a lot of it is rhetoric anyway. One of his videos says, sorry, mom, I'm retarded. Me too. I gotta find what I can do. You know, maybe you guys have some ideas. Because like if I could somehow incorporate all of the things that I want to do in one thing, like, I don't know, that would be fun. To be honest, I'm surprised you haven't read it already. You were on point with what many experts think about our habits and behaviors unrelated, but I took a debate class in high school and it was fun. Yeah. Good thing I was on point. I got into debating. Debate class is crazy. Like that would have been cool. I probably would have been pretty good at it in high school if I took something like that, if that was offered. But I got into it through just talking about like God with a friend of mine, and you know, also, you know, some other topics like ethics topic, like antinatalism, which is a crazy, like, I don't even want to get into it, but basically like I got into it through that. and just having those conversations with him and then trying to debate him out of those topics, which it wasn't really like a thought in my head that I'm like, yes, I'm going to debate him. It was just like, oh, I feel like he's wrong and I need to really debate him on it. And it like took me days and days and days. And like eventually like his position was just ironclad, enough so that I was like arguing for it as well. I'm not an anti-natalist, but I was arguing for it. Like I knew the position so well that I was arguing for it. And then I found like Matt Dillahunty, the famous atheist guy, watched a lot of his debates, and I've been in, you know, I've debated, well, not really debated, but I've been in a call with Vegan Gains while a debate, like moderated a debate between him and somebody else. I go on this guy, Breakfast Tacos. His channel is Mega Bloodbath Debates, but I go on his channel sometimes and debate with people. Which I'm not much interested in the whole like religious debates. I love like ethics debates. They're fun. They're a fun time. But it's kind of like one of those things where if you got to do the footwork to learn the topic. Like if you want to get into debating, it's hold on, let's see. The greatest debaters must ultimately understand the perspective of their opposition in order to dismantle it. That's true. I mean, there are some people that can use some slimy tactics to make their debate opponent look ridiculous, which that's what debates generally are. They're just theatrical. You know, they're more so like public debates, at least, are going to be, you're going to have a portion of the audience that agrees with you and a portion of the audience that disagrees with you. If you're a popular person that's debating on like a public platform, that's probably what's going to happen. And your job in that debate is to try and make the audience, the person's audience that is with them, look at your position and go, oh, that seems more reasonable, and vindicate your audience to ensure that they also have confidence in your position. Because you could be entirely wrong on a topic. Like you can be totally wrong on a topic, but like make it look like you're right so bad that you could convince people to your side through like bad reasoning or like poor logic or anything like that. I've seen it happen, you know. It's just some people are so good with the rhetoric. That's why like a lot of the Christians, like the Christian side, I don't know how far you're into it, but a lot of the Christians who debate, who are like Orthodox and stuff, like people like Andrew Wilson, this guy named Jim Bob, those people, that's why rhetoric is like, their rhetoric is so good. It's because it's like that's kind of what they have to resort to, you know, because of their position. But that's just my opinion. But I don't know why I'm talking about that on this channel. I'm over here going on and on and on. What should I do, chat? Should I rename the stream to like something something innocuous, like something what should I rename the stream to so that more people come besides like coming here for music? Their lecture links so usually around an hour. Oh shit. Yes sir, there's a channel there's a channel that posts lecture from Professor Chi Wang called Predictive History that has some cool lectures on ethics. Is a series called Secret History that's really cool. Okay, cool. Might have to check that out. Yeah, really like the whole ethics was anti-natalism. Like that's really what got me into it, which ultimately brought me down the line of utilitarian, or it'd be negative utilitarianism, which I believe is the most reasonable position, like the most reasonable ethical position. Because if you're, I don't want to get into it anyway. But yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter. I mean, it's like I mean, it's fun to like if you're gonna sit down with a couple friends, couple beers or whatever, and start like doing like little debates on that. That's fine, but like doing it to try and like change the world is probably gonna do next to nothing. You know, you could maybe help a little, some people here and there, but I don't imagine it's gonna convince a lot of people. It's still fun though. Trying to think. What if I did like, hold on. I'm trying to think what to do. I'm frozen at analysis paralysis. Trying to think. Because I mean, I could. I don't know. What do you guys suggest? Because I'm thinking of like, should I like react to shit? Just shit that I think is funny. What do you guys think? What is hot on the news right now? What is like a hot trend? What's happening? What's happening in the world today? Bro said I gotta go to work, but it's been real. Shout out negative utilitarian. Shout out, bro. Bro's an antinatalist and doesn't even know it. Somebody throw out an idea. What is happening in the world? What's happening? Somebody tell me. Give me something to bite on. So did you guys hear about the Baby No Money shit? Like the famous guy that's supposed to be like really cool, like baby No Money. Like I heard that he was like people were saying that he was like a scumbag, like he was like just an actually like bad dude. I mean, we can look into that. What if I reacted to this video right here? Look. Internet versus Baby No Money. Let's see.
Baby No Money has come under fire from multiple artists online after many have come forward and stated that he is performative in regards to AI art. And
you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on. Chat. This is what I'm gonna do. Look, I'm gonna change the stream. Oh yeah, so you're gonna get to see this. Okay, 1 second. You're gonna have to bear with me, Ghoul. Because what I have to do, I need to. No, not AI art. What I need to do is I need to change the stream thumbnail and title. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so I'm doing the cheap method, and right now, because I don't have time to make my own thumbnail, I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me. Oh, I know it's a sin. I shouldn't do it. Oh. But whatever, you know. But I do want to react to this because I do think it would be interesting. And maybe this is what I can do. Maybe I can react to this and then clip it up and put it on, putting on like another channel, like maybe make another channel and then like clip it up and make it into that. So I'm yeah, I'm gonna do that. Look at me, my ADHD brain. Fuck. It looks way too AI. Damn. Yeah, I try not to use it as much these days. Fuck. I would have to go through and like entirely. Fuck. I would have to remake the thumbnail. Ah, fuck it. You know, whatever. Anyway, yeah, the whole Baby No Money shit, whatever. I'm not changing the title.
Has come under fire from multiple artists online after many have come forward and stated that he is performative in regards to AI art and being pro real artists, accusing him of offering promotion and retweets for artist commissions and then lying and not following through. Also lowballing them in terms of payment for their work and just generally haggling.
I have seen this, but I don't remember everything that was said, but I have seen this.
An artist by the name of Slade Coombe specifically has gone on attack against Alex, Baby No Money's real name, when he told Alex that he was an NSFW artist, and Baby No Money responded, offering to retweet and shout out his animation. Alex's representative then later offered to Slade 50% of his going rate, with references to the shout out being had during negotiations. All just for Baby No Money to not follow through fully and have him and his reps ghost him in the group chat.
Hold on, for some reason my fucking taskbar. There we go. My taskbar is in the way.
Baby No Money took to Twitter to post that he saw all the hate that he's getting online, but he simply doesn't give a fuck.
Damn, that's a bold move. I mean, even if you don't, I really think that's probably not a good move. That's not a good strategy. You're better off like addressing whatever allegations or whatever, like whatever people are saying about you, especially if it's something like scamming. It's like that can probably easily be debunked by like, because theoretically you would have, or realistically you would have proof of all of the messages. Like you would have them all. His name is Baby No Money. Of course he's gonna lowball. He ain't getting money. It's in his name. Duh. Yeah, that's a good point. It is a good point. Kind of based for real. It is kind of based. Baby No Money. He's like, bitch, you ain't getting my money.
While posting on other platforms and being accused by various artists of just avoiding the conflict. There's lots to get into and stories to cover, so let's just jump in. Welcome to the internet versus Baby No Money. It starts when Baby No Money tweets out a video with the caption, "Who next?" And in the video, it's him walking and the caption, "Me on my way to fight AI slop and commission every real artist." However, multiple people in the replies to this tweet are now posting this elephant in the room with the caption, "Address me."
That's funny. That's funny.
Quote tweeting a post by Slade.Coombe, who quote tweeted Baby No Money's post, where he says, "For the record, if you're an NSFW artist, don't collab with him." He claimed he could only afford 50% of my rate for animation. He claimed he loved the animation, but refused to post or retweet it after realizing 3 months later that I was an NSFW artist, even though I said multiple times that I was. Instead, only leaving a comment under my post, even though he posted directly or retweets other artists. Then when I tried to
I mean, this is, you gotta also understand, this is Twitter we're talking about, or X. And I mean, yeah, you obviously don't want somebody who's already extremely famous and has money Like you don't want them lowballing you for the stuff that you're doing. And also it seems like he refused to post it or retweet it after realizing 3 months later that I don't know, I guess they'll get into the context, but I mean, I don't know. It is kind of scummy. If you're already paying 50% of what you would normally pay, and then like you're lowering your standards of pay to accommodate this guy because you're expecting some sort of, you know, like viewing or viewership value, and then that just gets stumped. You get cucked on that because he was like, oh fuck, you draw people fucking, like, no, I'm good.
He ghosted completely. Slade then attaches this a Discord message that starts with him saying, okay, there you'll go, and then attaches a link to an animation that he made for Baby No Money, where he said, hey, Baby No Money just dropped his music video, come to Brazil, here's the animation made for him.
That is valid to not wanting to work with an NSFW art. Fuck, I got to read better. Oh my God. I smoked earlier, and so it's making it harder for me to read. That is valid to not wanting to work with an NSFW artist, though. No, like it's bad for. No, I mean, I get that is true. That is true, but I think the point that this guy is making is that he got paid for this like 50% less than what he would have normally been paid. And this is by a very popular artist too. This is by somebody that is very well known, has a lot of money, is not like poor, can afford it, but still lowballed the person, and then said that they loved the animation, and then opted to not post it even after the person decided to get less than what they would normally charge because it was a famous person. Now, you could argue that was kind of stupid on their end because they shouldn't have lowered their standards just because, you know, somebody of that caliber commissioned them. But at the same time, I do think it's like you get starstruck and you also think of the opportunities that it could present.
I love that he supports real artists. Then a few days later, he says, so I really believe in open and honest communication. So when you told me that Alex is going to interact with my post and all I see is that he's unfollowed me, it leaves me very confused. Throughout this whole project, you guys only responded positively to the progress, and I kept you updated continuously as I worked on it. You all knew from the jump that I made porn animations, so I can't imagine that's suddenly an issue. I didn't even argue when you guys countered to only offer 50% of my rates because I was hoping that the exposure for animating for Baby No Money would make up for that. It took me a whole month of work, and multiple other people even contributed for free because they thought they would also get exposure from this project. Now I know. Never work for exposure is one of the first rules of being a creative. But I figured with Alex's pro-artist stance being so publicly apparent, that
never work for exposure is the first rule of being a creative. Yeah, I mean, if you're not charging any monetary value, then I mean, exposure is really the only thing you're going for. But I mean, if you're like, I do think exposure can be good in certain instances. It's just if it's this high level stuff like animation, like I used to animate. I've done work for this guy named Devil Artemis back in the day. Me and him don't talk anymore. There was no like drama or anything. It was just I got burnt out of the whole animation stuff, and I wasn't fulfilling like what I feel like I should have been able to do, and I stopped working with him, and he doesn't really talk to me anymore, but that's fine. I get it. It's business. It's not anything personal. But yeah, animation is hard. It takes a long time. It's not you have to enjoy the process. It's one of those things where you either have to have a really, really good mindset and structure in your brain to be able to like get through it, or really love it. And if not, then you're not going to last. Name sounds hella familiar. Yeah, he actually just here, he actually just did something. I've already looked him up, and because like the animation I did for him is not up anymore. I think he like went through and was purging a lot of his old videos. He actually just did this one, which has 1.2 million views. Kind of shows you that I have a lot of interests in stuff that I've wanted to do, and you know, I've done stuff with him. I should have kept doing this, but I couldn't maintain. I loved making stuff, being creative and stuff like that, but I just couldn't maintain doing that. But this is a little bit of a tangent. But the only thing that exists of my animations that I've done for him are reactions to the animations that I did for him. Like this one. Let's see. That was the Bells one. There is Yeah.
Right, hey guys, how we doing? Rival.
All right, so it's
Oh.
safe to say that we failed the mission.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't use the word fail. The mission just started. We escort the VIP out of the village safely, and the VIP is on fire.
This was the last animation I did for him.
Okay, you can use water style jutsu, can't you? I poke things. That's about it. You
Yeah,
were
poke
supposed to be in the
things.
aisle. I was in the restroom. Oh.
Yeah, really can't.
Anyway, yeah, that's a little bit of a tangent. Wasn't very good animations, to be fair. I could have made them better, but I got locked into that mindset of like, I need to finish this, and I didn't have any passion for it anymore, so I stopped doing it.
It would really be beneficial and fun to show people that NSFW artists can do more than just NSFW art. I'm just really confused because it feels like the words and actions aren't aligning. If I did something wrong, please at least let me know so I don't make a similar mistake in the future. Then a couple of days later, he sends another message saying, I just have to say, after all of this, it's incredibly disappointing that you only left a comment under the post instead of retweeting like you have with other animations. Despite
Oh shit, so they sent this to him directly and he fucking ignored it. That was 2 days later. Literally 2 days later and no response. That's cold. I mean, maybe they're busy, but still. Like asking for some sort of closure, you know, asking to figure out what's going on, but nothing.
the claim it was one of your favorites. I get it. You're ashamed of associating with an NSFW artist. I just wish you hadn't hired me for half my rate in the first place. He also touches this text message from February 7th and February 8th, roughly the same day that longer message from the previous one we just looked at was sent to the group chat, where he messaged April directly saying, okay, April, level with me. What's going on? Because I've been checking and the only thing that's happened
Wow. What? How far is that? 2-8. Okay, so wait. We're getting a little in the weeds here. So February 8th, February 10th, and then here is February 7th. So that was before those messages. But these are the same day? I don't know.
Group chats where he messaged April directly saying, okay.
Oh, it's a group chat. Okay.
What's going on? Because I've been checking and the only thing that's happened today is that Alex unfollowed me. What's the problem? You guys say,
oh shit.
And April replied the next day saying, hi, hello. And Slade said, hey. And April says, I'm sorry about Alex not interacting with the animation yet. We are doing a bunch of different things. I'll make sure he gets to it today. And we did love the animation. And Slade says, okay, but he unfollowed me yesterday. And April replies, I'm sorry that it seems like we didn't due to him not interacting with it yet. Yes, he told me about that. He didn't realize you were an NSFW account, and I guess he kept seeing NSFW stuff on his timeline. So with that, he unfollowed you. It's nothing.
Okay, see, that's fair. That's like, that's totally fair, because I believe I've had something similar like that happen to me before, where I followed an account that like I thought was cool, and I was like, oh shit, they got this stuff that I really like, and then like without realizing that they were like an NSFW account and like seeing like literal porn on my timeline, and then I'd go and unfollow them. So that's fair.
Personal, and he absolutely does think that you are a dope-ass artist. You were one of his fave animations during this rollout of CTB animations. I apologize. There should have been a heads up or something, and I also understand your frustration. Joshua replies to saying, finally, vindication on this performative asshole. Sucks this happened to you, and I hope you get something out of this, but now you see who he truly is. And Slater,
see, but like, what did they have going off of that? Like, how would they even, like, what on what metric, like what drama has he been in before? I don't think I've ever heard of anything where he's been like heavy in the drama. Finally, vindication on this performative asshole. Like, in what other basis did they have to call him performative? Was there something that he's done in the past that I don't know about? Yeah, I don't know. This is like this sort of shit I'm talking about, is like X or Twitter or whatever is like this, where it's just like you have these people that like just are on a tirade. They're like either chronically online or get some sort of kick out of ruining people's lives, or get a kick out of like seeing people fail, especially if they're not successful. And then, like, it's popular, or it's cool to attack people who are successful, or attack people that have shit, because then they're like, oh yeah, you're part of the group that deserve to be attacked. Like, you're a part of the group that like have things and we don't. We're the or I wouldn't say oppressed, but more so we're the repressed. Like, we're the ones that are down here at the bottom, and where it's us against you, basically. Anytime you give anything just that seems like you would be like perceived negatively, it's like you're gonna pass. You're not gonna be you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. I'll say that.
saying, finally, vindication on this performative asshole. Sucks this happened to you and I hope you get something out of this, but now you see who he truly is. And Slade replies, I don't even want anything else at this point. I just want to warn other NSFW creators so they don't get potentially taken advantage of. He also replied to his original post with this post saying, good point. So here's the full DM history of the project with them from start to finish. And there's a lot of messages here. We'll read more of the relevant ones to the story. It starts off with them introducing each other. April says hi, Slade says hey. April asks the rate and he says, so for 10 seconds I usually charge $700, but I'm really excited for this project, so I'm happy to take a lower rate for the chance to work on something that isn't porn. And she replies, okay, so best we can do is $350 USD because of the 100 people we're commissioning. And he says, easy, I can do that. No.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. There's a problem here. Literally in these text messages, they say, but I'm really excited for this project, so I'm happy to take a lower rate for the chance to work on something that isn't porn. Now, you could make the argument that this April person like might have skimmed over that and didn't like fully connect the dots and say one-to-one, okay, this person only works on porn or they're NSFW artist. But it does seem likely that that would be a point of attention. Like you would point attention to that. Like when she's communicating this to Baby No Money, like it's not like it wasn't communicated at all that they were an NSFW artist. So if he went in knowing that, that's actually pretty shitty that he acted like he didn't. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm saying that could be multiple routes. Now that there is some sort of reasonable suspicion that he did originally know.
Work on something that isn't porn. And she replies, okay, so best we can do is $350 USD because of the 100 people we're commissioning. And he says, easy, I can do that. No problem. Alex mentioned something about an MFN clause in the agreement offer. So I just need to know the specific details and if there are any guidelines I need to adhere to. Then she just gives the specifics on the animation. And then Baby No Money joins the chat saying, what's up? It looks very awesome. I don't really have a model organized ready to use. Stoked to be in touch. And then they just talk about making the model for Baby No Money here various times. They're just working out the details of it. As he sends messages showing updates, he sends a picture of them all in the car. Baby No Money says, this is dope. At one point he says, hey, so I know you guys said it's 2 to 3 week deadline. I'm gonna need the 3rd week. And April says, haha, no worries. Latest is like November 25th. Then more conversation about the rig. Then April says, okay, so whenever you finish this, don't post it right away because I think we're going to hold off on posting animations until the music video comes out, which will be sometime in early December. And then Slade replies, okay, this was on November 13th, by the way. He then says, still working on it, on track to finish. And then finally on November 24th, one day before the deadline, he does send a message of the animation saying he has about 5 seconds of animation left and he wants to hit the deadline. He does say he may need a few more days and April says that's fine. And then they say 2 to 3 days extra is okay. Then he asks for payments, wishing them a good Thanksgiving on November 28th. And then April reacts to the animation, laughing about the car falling off the cliff. She then asks for the jiggle physics of the boobs to be toned down a bit. If not, then no trouble. He says that he can't because it's already been rendered and composited. And I use the same file for each shot, so I don't have the file set up for those earlier scenes now. He then asks if they
those damn jiggle physics. They literally said, hey, can you turn those tits down, please? Those tits are loud as fuck.
Still use it, and April says, all good. Yeah, I'll give you the go ahead when you can post it. And he says, okay, bet. Has Alex seen it yet? Then a few days later, she says, I'll make sure he sees it. And then he replies, okay, thanks. Also, when should I expect payment for the project? And then he fills in a form, says done. And then they finish their conversation up on December 1st. Then about 8 days later, Baby No Money makes a post on his page saying, as you guys know, I'm for the people and the people have asked me to stop making music. Due to the millions
I remember seeing this.
of people begging me to stop, I have made the incredibly difficult decision to stop making music for this foreseeable future. Happy holidays, Alex. And Slade asks, is this a stunt? Does this change the collab being posted? And April replies laughing, saying he'll be back in 3 days. Don't stress. Then the next day, Slade says, okay, I figured it. Just wanted to be sure. When should I expect?
And don't tell anyone though. Could you imagine having that information? That'd be wild.
To be able to post the animation. My audience is starting to get on me about it. Then about 6 days later, she replies, as of right now, I don't know due to Alex being offline, but I'll give an update when I can. And he says, okay. Also, I know you said a week or so, but it's been 14 days and I still haven't been paid. Is this normal? I know you said it's a different team that handles accounting. And April replies, yes, it's normal. Unfortunately, this process takes forever, but just so you're aware, you should be looking out for an email from Creative Music Group. Then he says, oh, I see it. I got the email on Sunday and just finished registering and filling out the paperwork. And then 3 days later, he receives the payment. Then he writes a message to Baby No Money saying, Baby No Money, I don't know if you see this or not, but I know what it's like to get hate on the internet just for doing what you enjoy doing. I get tons of hate and death threats from racists online because they don't like seeing a black man excel in the field of adult animation the way that I have. I've always enjoyed your music and I hope that you bounce back from what you're going through. I know April said that this was a bit and you'll be back soon, but it feels very real, so I'm assuming there might be an air of truth to it. It's hard to operate sometimes in the same space as people who only wake up and choose.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they went on this whole diatribe. Like, this was unnecessary. I mean, maybe it did come from a place of empathy, but it just seems a little extra, you know? It's just like, hey, bro, I know you said this was a bit, but, you know, I get it. Life just seems to, it's just like, come on, bro. Let's just, you know, get your payment, do your thing, you know, talk business. You know, if it seems like there's an error of you could say shit like this maybe, but this is like something that you send to somebody that you really, really know. You know, this kind of like get that parasocial energy.
to spread negativity for no reason other than to try to inflict pain. I've wanted to quit too sometimes. I guess all I'm really trying to say is that do whatever you think is best for you, but if you do step back from music, you'll definitely be missed. My favorite song is Meant to Be. Then roughly another week later, he sends another message saying, I hope y'all had a good holiday. I'm gonna go ahead and post the animation on Tuesday since I haven't heard anything specific about when y'all would post it all month. Just to reiterate, you said it would be at the beginning of this month. I just need to release content for my brand, so I can't wait any longer without hearing anything. Then 2 days later, she responds saying, hello, we saw that you posted the animation. I'm just giving you a heads up that Alex won't be interacting with the post yet due to being offline. And Slade replies, gotcha. I really wanted to wait like you asked, but it had been so long without hearing anything. And then a week later, April replies, that's okay. That's on me, bro. No worries. Then about a month later, he says, hey, I just saw the music video. Looks awesome. Are you guys still planning on dropping the animation I did soon? And April replies, you posted yours already. Can you send the links again so Alex can interact? And he says, I'll make a new post about the music video so it's topical. And then they just ask about specifics. And then he sends the post saying, okay, here y'all go. And then that is when we get the messages that we initially read. Then Slade replies to his own post saying, and before anyone says, well, you said you were fine with taking a lower rate. Already said that. Attaching another post he made, and we'll read the context of this. The Doc K asks, did you at least get paid for all this nonsense? And he replies, I did.
Wait.
We initially read. Then Slade replies to his own post saying, and before anyone says, well, you said you were fine with taking a lower rate. Already said that. Attaching another post.
I did eventually, yes, but honestly, the money isn't the real issue. I told them I don't mind working for a slightly lower rate if it may not could be promoted for doing something other than NSFW art. It's about the disrespect and ghosting. It was entirely but yeah, I mean, that seems like the thing here is like, I mean, I think the lower rate is a, I mean, it needs to be pointed out because it's like, if you're going to complain about that, you did accept it. But I understand that it's like, why even lowball these people in the first place if you obviously have the means to, and you can afford it.
Kay asks, did you at least get paid for all this nonsense? And he replies, I did eventually, yes, but honestly, the money isn't the real issue. I told them I don't mind working for a slightly lower rate if it meant I could be promoted for doing something other than NSFW art. It's about the disrespect and ghosting. It was entirely unprofessional. He also tweets out DMs between himself and Baby No Money, where he says, also, here's the proof from the jump of me telling him that I animate porn and can do more than just that.
Oh shit, so he already knew.
On October 23rd, he messaged Baby No Money saying, also, I can animate more than...
And this is way before. These messages, that's October 23rd. The other ones were in February of 2026.
Porn if you wanted to discuss that. The first thing I animated ever was this anime intro, attaching a YouTube link, and 15 minutes later, Baby No Money replied, yo, what's good? And Slade said, let's talk, man. What can I do for you? It would be an honor. I can animate you into your favorite anime intro with cute anime girls. And then he sends a TikTok and just a message about typical commissions. Baby No Money then made a post on his own page in what appears to be by some in response to this backlash, where he said, been seeing a lot of hate, and I want you all to know I don't give a fuck. And Vice Astride replies,
yeah, see, like I said, that's poor, very bad tactics there. If it was just purely like hate, yes, but like maybe he didn't even see the post. I don't know. But I mean, like, obviously there was something to that post where somebody was like, hey, this obviously was not the way that I wanted to go. Maybe they took it a little too far and it wasn't like the biggest deal in the world. But you know, Baby No Money going, yeah, no, I just don't give a fuck. Yeah, like, bro, come on. Like, you're just stirring the pot and people are going to get more and more pissed. And then you could easily, if you continue down that line, you could easily just turn people against you and just people don't want to watch you anymore. Don't want to support you. And then you just go down the drain. I'm not saying like cater to everybody's whims and just if somebody says they dislike you, like you're supposed to bow down or whatever. But if the public sentiment is, hey, you kind of fucked up here, it'd probably be better to investigate that and see what they're saying before you just like flip everybody off and show them your asshole.
I'm Baby No Money, and I love not paying the people I get to promote me. I'm Baby No Money, and I love lying about not knowing something and only paying an artist half rates. I'm Baby No Money, and I love fetishizing Latin countries.
See, yeah, that's like the reactive like shit. Like that's stupid. Like they're jumping to so many different conclusions. I mean, I love fetishizing Latin countries. I mean, what the fuck does that even mean? Who the fuck cares? Fetishizing Latin countries. Like, what if somebody had a preference for Latinos? They had like a sexual preference for that. Is that like, and then like, when you say fetishizing, like, what do you even mean by fetishizing? Because it's like, I see this going around. Like, I've heard this plenty of times before. Is the act of treating a person, group, or object with excessive, irrational, or sexualized obsession, reducing them to a single characteristic or commodity. Are you suggesting that Baby No Money is doing that? that he is just reducing Latin countries to being nothing more than just fetish, like some sort of sexual deviancy or fantasy. Like, come on. Like saying not paying people, I get to promote me. I mean, are there people, like maybe there are people who are just completely did not get paid. But he obviously is paying some people, you know, not paying the people I get to promote me. What do you mean promote you? I mean, he is the one promoting them. Let's be fair here. He's promoting the artist, like he's platforming them. I'm Baby No Money. I love lying about not knowing something and only paying artists half rate. I mean, that is true, but it's just like, I don't know if he straight up lied about not knowing it. I don't know if that's true.
Meloxis replied, "You quit making music because of the hate. Then you decided to try."
No, he didn't. Like, this was off of a bit. I mean, it's not like they knew, but I mean, at the same time, if somebody makes some sort of statement like that, it's like you almost like you need to expect that there's probably going to be some sort of satirical like error to it. It's going to be satirical in nature.
And use an NSFW artist for clout and didn't pay him a dime.
What do you mean use an NSFW artist for clout? He's not using them for clout. He's using them for entertainment. Like, clout would suggest that he's using them to try and grow his platform. I mean, sure, like whenever you post cool shit, maybe it reaches to people that it wouldn't normally reach, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's like using them for clout. He's using them for the entertainment value. They are relying on his. He doesn't rely on theirs. Like they are relying on the clout that they get off of him. Like, there's not much clout that he's going to be receiving from the fact, like whatever NSF, maybe it's like a tiny small amount, but there's not an equal exchange here for sure.
You just ghosted him. And then Meloxis replies, "There's proof Baby No Money was supposed to support and repost the artist's work. That agreed upon term was not followed through with. Nice try." And he attaches a screenshot of the rest of the messages between Baby No Money and Slade that we saw earlier.
Okay. Supposed to support and repost the artist's work.
That agreed upon term was not followed through with. Nice try. And he attaches a screenshot of the rest of the messages between Baby No Money and Slade that we saw earlier that was cut off.
So I'm looking for an animated video to my song. Is the TikTok, but you can either we are basically going today ASAP. If
He says, "What's your typical commission?" And then he sends the audio for the Come to Brazil story. And here he says, "We are basically doing an MFN deal, same deals with everybody, where I'll repost and engage with your video. Hope to hear back from you." And this MFN deal is the same.
Okay, and engage with your video. I mean, if he commented on the video, because I think they did say that he did comment on the video. So wait.
Basically doing an MFN deal, same deals with everybody, where I'll repost and engage with your video.
Okay, repost.
Hear back from you. And this MFN deal is the same one in the original messages when he said, "I'm fine with working for lower rates." They offer the lower rates, and then Slade replies, "I can do that." Alex mentioned something about an MFN clause and the agreement offer. So that's what Slade is referencing there. Slade then tweets out these DMs between himself and Baby No Money with a caption, "Last night, Baby No Money reached out to attempt to apologize and pay me off to squash the beef. I told him I didn't want the money or recognition, but instead just for him to acknowledge and apologize to the NSFW community. Here's my..."
Oh my God. Like, come on. Enough of this bullshit. Like, imagine in any fucking world, like imagine in any like real life interaction, like this such minor infraction. Like, this is like, it really, if you think about it, this is a minor infraction. This isn't like career ending shit, or this isn't like, oh my God, this guy is like dead to rights. Maybe something else later on in the video would convince me of otherwise, but like this such minor infraction where you're like, look, I don't want your money, I don't want your apology. What I want is you to apologize to the NSFW community for the thing that you done. It's like, come on, bro, just like, you can do your post, you know, say, hey, this is my interaction with them, this is kind of what happened, yada yada yada. And then you can also, when you're talking to him, be like, look, thank you for apologizing to me. You know, like when you're saying NSFW community, he's not doing it to the community, he's doing it to you. So I don't know what, like, if you're like, what is he apologizing for if he apologizes to in the NSFW community? It's like, oh yeah, I'm apologizing for the fact that I didn't, that I like what, that if they're suggesting that he's lying about this, which I don't think it's been shown that he's lying. There may have been some sort of misunderstanding. But like, I mean, to go this far with it.
Statement I made to him. I'll withhold his for now. Innocent Slade is saying to Baby No Money, I can't believe it took this long for you to bring this up after all these months. The communication from you and your team has been really poor. Honestly, another 350 isn't the issue for me. At this point, I just want you to publicly acknowledge the situation and apologize to the NSFW community. You don't need to tag me. I'm not interested in any recognition right now. Right now, the overall sentiment is that you have no issue aligning yourself with sex workers if they are marketable and it benefits you. And as a result, current impressions are leaning to the opinion that you are a hypocrite as a result of that. I spoke out because I saw other NSFW artists eager to work with you, and I wanted to spare them from experiencing what my colleagues and I went through. It's also strange that you are comfortable streaming with female cosplayers, many of whom are also sex workers, openly promoting it. I've mentioned to you and April several times that my main work is in adult content, so I'm not sure how you missed that. I appreciate the personal apology, and it seems somewhat genuine, but it feels like it's mostly because the situation has received more attention. So again, just address the issue. You can reuse what you already told me.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not gonna like sit here and deny that that is a fair response with the way Baby No Money was going about it, like with literally no feedback. Like at the end of the day, at the very least, Baby No Money definitely needs a better management team, like for stuff like this, where you don't have people that are just left high and dry trying to figure out what exactly is going on with their money and what is going on with the whole project. You know, they were getting like some sort of updates, but it seems like it was very sparse, and there wasn't much update. Like they had to reach out a lot just to get some sort of, it was like pulling teeth. So that's a fair response, but then for him to tell him to just apologize to the entire NSFW community for what? Like, I mean, I know they just said, hold on. I spoke out because I saw other NSFW artists eager to work with you, and I wanted to spare them from experiencing yada, yada, yada.
To you and April several times through. It's also as a result of that. I spoke out because I saw.
Let's see. Right now, the overall sentiment is that you have no issue aligning yourself with sex workers if they are marketable and it benefits you. And as a result, current impressions are leaning to the opinion that you are a hypocrite as a result of that. Okay, so he's saying that that's the current sentiment. The thing that like they fail to realize is maybe that's not his intention. Maybe he can come out and say, hey, I'm sorry for giving you that intention, but you're basically asking him to apologize for something that he may not believe that he's doing. And like, it's just so virtue signaling. Like you're just like, you could have like an actual dialogue with the person where I'm like, hey, it appears as though you're doing this. Are you aware that that is what you are doing? And if you are aware that's what you're doing, then you could probably reach out and ask for an apology, because it's like, hey, that is kind of shitty. But if from his perspective, he's not at all. He's like, no. If it's giving you this sentiment, that's not my intention at all. Why are you asking him for an apology? You're just like, you're stepping. You're making these wild leaps and just going, yeah, do this now. And it's like, bro, like, back up. There's more layers to this. It's not this simple. But give me 1 second. I got to take a call. 1 second.